She's not just a boxer, she's a storm in motion. Every jab a warning shot, every combination a statement. From the Olympic stage to the professional ranks, Caroline Dubois has been rewriting what it means to dominate. Undefeated, untouchable, unshaken. Her fists speak with a speed that opponents can't read and a force they can't survive. And every time she steps into the ring, history feels just a little closer. So, before we break down the rise, the roar, and the relentless drive of Caroline Dubois, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. Because this isn't just the future of boxing. This is the arrival of a new queen. Born on January 11th, 2001, in the pulse of London, she emerged into a world that didn't yet know her name. Growing up as one of 11 children, with a single father from Grenada guiding her, her childhood was marked not by ease, but by an unspoken promise of something extraordinary. Even then, there was a quiet fire in her movements, a composure that belied her age. As whispers turned into murmurs, it was clear she wasn't just another kid with gloves. She was carrying possibility. Onlookers wondered not if she could be great, but how. From hushed trainings and modest gyms to the roar of packed arenas, her journey has been meteoric. Titles followed, doubt vanished, and her name began to echo among boxing's brightest. And hers isn't just fame, it's ambition made flesh. And yes, in 2025, she crossed a threshold few young fighters reach. With earnings from fights and sponsorships, her estimated net worth now stands at around $1 million, a figure in tune with the breakthroughs we've seen and the ones still to come. But how does a girl with nothing but grit and raw talent ascend to become one of her sport's most fearsome forces? That question is where our story truly begins. She was only 9 when the first spark caught fire. Most kids that age are still figuring out playground games. Caroline Dubois was figuring out how to throw a perfect jab. If her older brother Daniel could sharpen his skills at one of London's toughest gyms, so could she. There was only one problem. Repton Amateur Boxing Club didn't have room for a girl in its boys-only sessions. So, Caroline became Colin. For months, she kept her hair tucked, her head down, and her fists busy. No one cared about the name when they felt the sting of her punches. It wasn't rebellion, it was survival. It was a young girl breaking into a closed world, one round at a time. That hunger turned into results. In 2017, she stood atop the podium at the European Junior Championships, having dismantled Nunes Satrian with precision and poise. A year later, she was England's first ever world youth champion, beating the same opponent again to seal her place in history. The same year, she flew to Buenos Aires for the Youth Olympic Games. Under the bright lights, she carved her name in gold, defeating Porntip Wapa with the same calm ferocity she'd shown since her Colin days. Her dominance didn't slow. European youth titles piled up, 4 in all, while the boxing world began to take notice. Awards followed, including BBC Young Sports Personality of the Year. The 2020 Olympic qualifiers brought her to the brink of another dream. She battled Ireland's Kelly Harrington in the final, losing on a split decision, but earning her ticket to the Games. Still, fate had other plans. The pandemic would see that Olympic stage delayed, and her focus began to shift. By February 2020, she was unbeaten as an amateur, with 37 wins and only 3 losses. The professional world was calling. Her pro debut came in February 2022. No flash, no over-the-top theatrics, just Caroline, gloves laced, eyes locked. She outboxed Vida Maciakite with ease, a quiet statement that she belonged here. Weeks later, she needed less than a minute to stop Martina Horgash at Wembley. By the end of the year, she had a first-round TKO over Rodriguez, proving she could carry power into the paid ranks. The climb was swift. September 2023 saw her face Magali Rodriguez, a seasoned veteran and former world title challenger. Over the course of 10 rounds, Caroline controlled every exchange, leaving no doubt in the judges' minds. When her hand was raised, the IBO lightweight belt was slipped over her shoulder, her first world title but far from her last. Then came August 2024, a fight that would test her resolve and her skill. Across the ring stood Mayweather, rugged, relentless, and ready to brawl. But Caroline's precision was the sharper weapon. She knocked Monio down in the 6th with a brutal left hook, then boxed her way to a lopsided decision. With that, the interim WBC lightweight title was hers. 4 months later, fate again intervened. Katie Taylor vacated the full title, and Caroline was upgraded to undisputed recognition as WBC lightweight champion. The crown fit her well, but keeping it would require just as much hunger as winning it. Her first defense came against Jessica Camara in January 2025. It ended in a technical draw after an accidental clash of heads opened a cut over Camara's eye, an unsatisfying result for a champion who thrives on decisive endings. She returned in March at the Royal Albert Hall, where she outclassed Bomi Rishin to retain her belts, a performance that reminded everyone why her record remained unblemished. But the numbers don't tell the full story. Behind every win is the weight of a legacy. She is the younger sister of heavyweight world champion Daniel Dubois, a sibling bond forged in sweat, sacrifice, and a shared dream. Their father's influence still echoes in every punch she throws, every defensive slip she makes. His belief that she could stand among the best wasn't just encouragement, it was a demand, and she rose to meet it. Today, she stands as one of boxing's brightest stars. Known for her speed, precision, and tactical brilliance, she is more than just a champion. She's a symbol. For young girls, for Black British athletes, for anyone told the ring wasn't for them. Caroline's rise is proof that the fight is worth it. Outside the ring, she is a mystery. The answer lies in what she's kept for herself. As of 2025, there's no tabloid trail, no public love story, no whispers of a family beyond the one she was born into. But over a year ago, she made a bold decision to step away from the family setup, choosing independence to safeguard her mental health. She has spoken candidly about the emotional demands of boxing, even hinting she may retire by 30 to avoid being swallowed by the sport. Beyond the ropes, she's an enigma, present on social media, yet guarded about the life she lives outside training camps. Her interviews revolve around discipline, legacy, and the battles ahead, leaving one lingering question. When the final bell rings for the last time, who will Caroline Dubois be then? When the roar of the crowd fades, the flashing cameras disappear, and what remains is a world of choices, routines, and quiet discipline. For her, being a champion isn't just about titles. It's about shaping a life that matches the intensity of her ambition without losing herself in it. She doesn't parade palatial estates or luxury cars. Instead, her space reflects her mindset, calm, modern, and built for clarity. Somewhere in London, tucked away from the chaos of fight nights, she has carved out a sanctuary where her mind can recharge. Even her possessions speak of purpose rather than excess. Subtle, elegant vehicles, elite training gear, and cutting-edge recovery tech. High-end training camps and wellness retreats keep both body and mind ready for the next challenge. Yet, despite the careful balance, one question lingers. As her star rises and the spotlight grows brighter, how long can she maintain this measured world before the demands of fame begin to weigh her down? Before you go, don't miss out on exclusive perks. Click the link in the description to become a channel member and enjoy awesome benefits, like suggesting future video topics, getting early access to new content 48 hours before anyone else, and much more. Your support means the world and helps us keep bringing you the stories you love. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more amazing content. And while you're here, why not check out our deep dive into Laila Ali's video? Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.